Hello and welcome back to the Beefy Tech channel. Today we're going over the best Call of Duty Warzone 2 Season 3.5 settings. This will incorporate in-game settings, config file settings, control panel settings for both AMD and Nvidia, albeit not too detailed, driver recommendations, RivetTuner statistics FPS fix that I recently found, and audio settings. For those of you interested in the 13700K, stay tuned. I'm working on overclocking the soul out of that CPU as we're talking, and I've paired it with a fast Hynix A-Die kit, so the content is coming most likely next week. And unironically, one of the most important things to do when it comes to Call of Duty settings is doing your Call of Duty settings within the in-game menu. Now yes, if you copy these one-to-one, you would get most of the performance, but what you can't copy one-to-one are the config file settings, and those you'll have to wait till a bit later in the video for. Anyway, I'll also go over audio settings. This is exactly what I use, but there's a little secret that I recently learned that will help you guys out. So, follow along to what I'm doing on the screen, go to open sound settings, and then follow through to the control panel. Once you open up the sound control panel, you'll have to find exactly what speakers or headphones you're currently using for gaming. It'll be in the playback section, and you'll have a little green tick marker there by the default system device. But be careful, because for you guys, it might actually be the headphones or speakers instead of this, because I have a Go XLR. You'll have to then go into properties on that device, go over to enhancements, and select the loudness equalization, hit apply, and then OK, and you're done. Give this setting a try, it might really help. The driver I recommend for NVIDIA GPUs is going to be driver 531.61. It's the one that I've found to have the best performance. The driver that I recommend for AMD is going to have to just be the latest driver. A lot of people in my Discord are using it and they say it has great performance. These are the NVIDIA control panel settings. You may copy them one-to-one. Don't worry about the rest of them that are above, they don't matter as much as these ones that are on screen. And for AMD GPUs, just make sure you turn on anti-lag in the AMD Adrenalin menu. And now we're getting into the spicy stuff. So, if you guys want to have my exact config file rather than go hand by hand, you can just go into the description of any of my latest videos, including this one, and find my Warzone 2 config file in the description. What happens if you click the link is that you're going to be brought to a Google Drive, and then you're going to be able to download my config file and simply paste it in your documents and replace it. To be able to find your config file, you'll have to go over to the yellow folder in the bottom left, go over to Documents, and once you're in Documents, you're going to want to look for Call of Duty. You don't want to click on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, just Call of Duty. Then click on Players, and here will be your config file. If you already downloaded my config file, all you have to do is copy and paste it here and replace the old one with the new one, and you're done basically. But I'll walk you through exactly what I have changed in the config file ever so slowly. The first part is not particularly important, mind you, but the interesting stuff comes up in a little bit. Clutter max draw distance and corpse culling threshold aren't actually available to change within in-game settings, and they are changed in the config file. There are other things that you're able to change within the config file, such as pixel perlite map texel and texture filtering linear, and also the render worker count, which is very important, and they're all changed in my config file. But what those things won't fix are your 1% lows. What will though is MSI Afterburner in RivetTuner statistics. As you can see, if I use RivetTuner statistics to implement a frame rate limit, it will actually massively assist the 1% lows within Al Mazrah. This I have found only about a week ago thanks to the help of a YouTube comment, and it has been great to use for Al Mazrah. If you guys would like to learn more about this, go check out my most recent video on it. It is extremely interesting and I highly recommend you watch it as it actually works. With that said guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was really quick and I just wanted to update everybody on exactly what the best settings for Warzone 2 are at the moment. Right before we end things off, I want to mention there has been a very interesting problem found by the COD community, where essentially in the config file there would be multiple config files and therefore hurting performance. And I highly recommend that if that's the case for you guys, that you go and double check that you don't have COD HQ and COD 22, those two folders both within your config file, because if you do, you'll have to delete COD HQ, as they would be essentially hurting each other's performance to have them both on at the exact same time. With that said, if you guys still have a lot of issues, do consider using my optimization services. I overclock, optimize, and troubleshoot systems, and you can find my website at the link down below. If you're also interested to communicate with a lot of like-minded people, my Discord channel is available down below too, along with my Instagram handle. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope it was actually helpful and made your performance better. If you'd like more detailed versions of these fixes, I've done videos on each and every individual thing I've spoken about on my channel before, so you can just go across my videos and check them out and you'll probably find what you need. With that said guys, I hope you have a good one and enjoy. Peace.